it. You gotta finish it. It's so good.
Oh,
She's back!
Greg is back.
Hey, sorry.
Don't tell him anything.
Oh no!
Damn it. My privileges have been taken from me.
No.
We were voting a replacement king. It was sad.
Oh no.
I was about to send you a wrong link to a wrong Zoom, but it didn't work.
What'd you do, Greg? Have too many windows open?
I wish that was the case, but my internet just kind of died. And
The internet said no more class.
yeah, the internet was like, oh, bummer. Hey, but listen, let's take this opportunity to look at Brianna's uploaded files. So I'm going to go ahead and go into that folder so we can look at that.
Okay. We
Okay,
tried to
keep
talk her
checking.
into doing more videos, but she got bumped off too. So.
The internet's just being mean to everyone because when we first started, mine was just kept saying, hey, your internet connection is horrible. Fix it. It didn't
Yeah.
boot me though.
I know a couple people complained today. It's just being weird, huh?
It's one of those days. But there's also a storm blowing in, so
Big
that
Brother
doesn't
is
surprise me.
watching.
Yeah, Big Brother didn't like something you guys were thinking.
I think a lot of things in a day. You have to pick something more specific.
Okay. Because are most of them bad things?
No?
Okay.
Most of them are just extremely strange.
Okay.
You know it's bad when Greg just stops talking.
Nice.
Yeah, you froze up big time. You just
See, I didn't realize it at first until everyone is just like, oh, bye. And it's just like, what? Oh. It's just like, silent work time?
I assumed it was just my internet. I was all bummed out.
See, that's two things. It's either something wrong with my stuff or it's just work time and I didn't even realize it.
But Adrian's gone again.
I also don't have a hand, apparently.
Oh no.
Did you
I just
notice
have
that
a
we
little
invited
stub.
Big Greg to come back?
Brianna, what file am I looking at here?
So it's gonna be the catalog. I think it's Brianna Stevens catalog, and then I have the Brianna Stevens infographic.
Okay, got it.
And then
Okay, catalog and infographic. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, and then this is the catalog rough?
yes.
Okay. You want to tell us about this?
So I thought after people in high school used to call me like the manga dealer because I would always bring manga to school. So I was being funny and I was like, let me take a picture of some of the manga I actually have and sell them like if I was like almost like a drug dealer, but I'm a manga dealer.
Alright.
Nice.
I have the first volume of Reborn too, and I want to find all the other ones because it seemed so cool.
I watched all of the show, really liked it, and then the show way it ends, you're sitting there like, excuse me, there's more. And so I have like 4.
Yeah.
Really cool.
That would have been a good idea. I don't know what I'm doing with mine.
It looks good. It's got a nice layout to it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it really is pretty.
And these are all books that you've read, or?
These are all books that I actually own. I went and took them off my bookcase. I have like over, I think I want to say 200 manga
Oh my
now.
gosh.
And so I went and took off some of them and I took pictures of them. And then I went and like photoshopped and got like just the manga.
Okay. It looks good.
Thank you.
And then you said you had, what was it, the infographic or?
Yes, I think I don't like the infographic that much. I think it needs therapy, and so I was hoping you can help me.
Okay, let's take a look.
Ooh. That's interesting.
Sorry, I just read the bottom one first. I felt that. I
Isn't
felt
there a
that.
typo right there? His
Okay,
place is
so
black.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You can just bring the text up and the little thing up. It's pretty cool. Just bring it up a little closer to Bleach.
Okay. I felt like it needs more like pictures, like icons or something on there. But because I have the picture in the back, I didn't want it to have it like too distracting. So I just kept it as it is. But
There's another arc after the end of the anime. Could that be just a little bigger? So like that hierarchy where it's big text and it drops to medium and then goes down to the next level?
yeah, I
So
can do that.
maybe draw your eye
Uh,
down.
You
That's
can also
cool.
add like icons, for example. You can probably put like endings, although I don't know what could be like a symbol for endings and openings.
Yeah, that was my issue. I was like, do I just do like music notes or something like that? But I did music note for theme songs because I was gonna do like my opinions and be like, this is why you should watch it, and it'll be like really dumb things. But then I actually found like 15 fun facts about it, and I was like, I guess I can add that too.
That's cool.
the icons are a good idea. You could also make shapes like, you could make circles and rounded rectangles, and you know how flowcharts look where they have like a little shape and then an arrow pointing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could make shapes and move them out here into the gray area, and then they could be sort of all pointing up to the skull. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Kind of like Diego's. We'll go back. I think it was Diego's, or was it Eric's? I forget. Which one, Eric? Was it you that did the design with the head that had the brain showing, or was that Diego?
No, that wasn't mine. No.
That was yours, Diego?
No, that wasn't. No.
Oh, it was Eric's. Okay. Yeah, so we'll go back and we'll take a look at that. But yeah, so either icons or different shapes, and then little lines pointing up could be one idea. And we'll look at Eric.
Okay.
Let me go back and look at that right now, just so you can get the comparison. Okay, we'll go back, and we'll go back, and we'll go into Eric, and we'll go into Photoshop, and we'll go into infographic. So you see what I mean? The little shapes that are kind of pointing with lines.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah.
Do you want? I can always do where it starts from Bleach, and then I do arrows all the way down to the part that says please watch it type thing. So all flows down to that one area.
Yeah, and I mean, you can try a couple different approaches. You could try the shapes flowchart type approach, and then you could try an icon type of approach. He's doing a little bit of both here. He's got both icons by the text and then little shapes that are pointing to it. So yeah, whatever you think is appropriate, and we'll work with your design.
Okay.
Did you have anything else in there that we should see?
Yes, I had the annual report cover.
Okay.
I
World
think it's called like Photoshop Final.
cover. Wow.
Wow.
I thought about doing pancakes, and I was like, ooh, pancake sounds nice. And so I didn't know if I was allowed to use the pictures or not.
Yeah, of course. That's fine.
Okay.
Um,
I have such a pancake setup here with all these different bottles of different colors, and you make all this pancake art. It's just
now, were you going to add like the name of a company or something?
I first thought, I didn't realize that you're supposed to do a company. I thought like you get like a topic, because I was gonna do like the artistry of pancakes and then have like different things of pancakes, but I might just do a company that like specializes in pancakes or something.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. But that background, the background color is so beautiful, and then these really cool circles with the dots. It's a really beautiful design.
Oh, thank you.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. And there's so many web pages on pancake art.
Yeah.
I'm from Vermont, so it's all about maple syrup. So I'm pretty into pancakes.
Yeah. They look good
Yeah,
too.
those dots remind me of like powdered sugar or something, or like
Oh,
crepe,
yeah.
or like the edge of the tablecloth that, you know, those little,
Mhm.
sometimes they
Doily
make the little
placemats.
frills or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind
now
of has a
mention
nice
that,
vibe.
there's little dots of powdered sugar in this picture that kind of
Yes.
Yeah.
mirror that.
I definitely did that on purpose.
I felt that.
Yeah, we could you get
Like,
credit.
yes, this is all on purpose.
Yes.
And then if you want to get really, deep down into it, all the circles are pancakes, right?
Boom.
Oh man,
My
it's
God.
like a Mandelbrot.
My friend wrote a
Like a
song.
Mandelbrot.
I wish I were a pancake. She's got a CD in Oregon.
I wish I were a pancake too right now.
It's really funny.
Really beautiful. Okay, let's see. All right, let me jump back over here to InDesign. I'll try and wrap up so you guys can get working on your project here. Okay, so I had created some text and used different tools to make different shapes and different colors. And now let's see what else they'd like us to learn about in order to finish this little tutorial here.
Greg,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, is this a replication or is it like just has to be building blocks daycare? Just that we can have like creative freedom with the blocks and the littles and all that.
Well, if you take a look at the PDF, they want you to make a business card for this company, which is Building Blocks Daycare. Now, you guys can take whatever approach you want. Brianna could put little pancakes on there, whatever you guys want to do. But you just have to have this information on there. The person who put this PDF together, they give you specific information about how to make it look pretty much like what they did there. But I'm not restricting you to that. You can use your creativity, use whatever fonts you want, use whatever layout, use whatever color you want. But assume that this project is this company, Building Blocks Daycare, hiring you to make their business card. And so you're going to come back with the design that you think they would like, right? Now, just two other things I have to show you here. One is how to do the arrange feature, which is putting certain things in front of others, and we've done that in other programs before. And the other is how to make your own colors. So if I go ahead and I make a rectangle here, I just fill my fill color with this hot salmon color, and I make a rectangle. That, of course, is going to sit in front of everything else. But if I want to send it to the back, I simply go to the Object drop-down menu here, and I go Arrange and Send to Back, and that will push it back behind everything else on the page, right? Now, of course, another way I could do that is via layers. I could just make a new layer and grab my box here, and let's see. Seems like everything is on this layer here, so if I move that up to the top, and then just click on my box and click on the little colored chip here and drag it down to the bottom layer. Now this thing is going to be behind everything because it's literally on the layer below everything. So you can put everything on one layer and just use that arrange feature, Object Arrange, to send things to the front and the back, or you can put things on different layers, right? Okay, so that's the arrange feature. And then lastly, mixing a color, right? So if you go to your color palette here, you can see that you can mix colors in whatever color system you want to use, right? Now, since a business card is printed in the real world, it uses the CMYK color model, which is cyan, yellow, or cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, right? And so if you get a color like this salmon color that I have here, and you want to mix a different color from that, all you have to do is grab these little sliders. You want to add more black, you want to add more yellow, you want to have less magenta and more cyan, right? Now I've got this sort of disgusting no color, olive drab, nothing, right? But by moving these sliders around, you can produce whatever color you want, right? You can also take your little eyedropper tool and just click on this color spectrum here to give you a starting color to work from, and then just mix your colors from there, right? Now, if you end up with a color that you really like, you can open up your swatches panel, and then you can simply click down here at the plus symbol, and it will take whatever colors in the fill box and make a new swatch for you. So if I want this little purpley color to be in all of my swatch, in my swatch panel, I just click here. It makes a new swatch with that mixture. And then anytime, I want to use that swatch, like let's say I want to take this building blocks daycare and I want to make it that color, I can just click on that little swatch, and now my text is going to be that color, right? So, a lot of the work that you've done in Illustrator and Photoshop will help you with this program, because you've already used the text tool. You've already, you know where the toolbox is on the left. You know where the palettes are on the right. There's drop-down menus at the top, right? You know about the type tool that will allow you to drag out text boxes. You know about the foreground and the background, or I'm sorry, the fill in the stroke colors. So all of these things that you've learned will help you with this program, right? Okay, so I think that's about it for the first one, right? Which is, make this a business card, right? Now that's the first assignment. This is a two-part assignment. And let me go down to the second one here, which is on the class website. And I'm going to download the second PDF just so you can get a preview of that. So InDesign assignment 1, part 2 is, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and open that PDF. Okay. Let's see. All right. All right. Now, part 2 is where basically you design your own business card, right? So part 1 is like if you have a client and you go ahead and design a business card for them based on exactly their request, which is, this is my business name, this is our address, we'd like to have 3 blocks on there that say ABC or whatever. Do that, be as creative as you want, make that business card for that business, and then use the same things that you learned making that business card to make a business card for yourself, right? Now, you can either make it for yourself, or you can make it for some fictional company that you are going to create, or maybe you're actually working on a company that's going to sell your designs or something like that. You could go ahead and make a business card for that, right? And you can do anything you want here. You can have full color background. You can drop in some of your artwork. You can drop in, you can make something in Photoshop and bring it in. Let me just show you for this assignment how you would bring objects in from somewhere else. In InDesign, you would also use the place command that you use in Illustrator. So let's say, for example, I wanted to place a graphic in here. I would simply say File, Place, grab the graphic off my desktop. I'm going to put in this guy who has a spear, just because it's the first thing I clicked on, right? And then what happens is you get this little icon, and you can just click and drag out, and it will go ahead and put that little graphic wherever you want, right? Of course, you could put it on its own layer so that you can turn it on and off. You can hold down your command key or your control key and click on the edge of this to resize. right? And then, of course, you can get rid of it if you don't want it. Okay, so that's the assignment, is to make this business card and then make your own in InDesign, and sort of, you know, just to, it's a pretty straightforward assignment just to help you familiarize yourself with the program. Okay, so any questions or comments from you guys?
I had a question because I was working on the ABC blocks while you were talking, you know, because I tried to just do it like demo kind of.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to add more text, and it will only go back to where the other text is. Like, I tried to make a new layer with a new text for the address, and I don't know why it just doesn't seem to like me.
Do you want to share your screen?
Oh, yeah, let's see. How do you do that again? Hold on, let's see. If I do that.
Oh, let me make sure that I have that in it. Oh yeah, you're doing it. Okay. Okay, show me what you're talking about.
Well, let's see. So here's, can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
And so I go to text,
Right.
and I'm trying to put text here, but see where building blocks is? It always comes up there. I don't know what I did. I tried going to different layers. I tried.
Well, okay, so what's happening right now is when you're clicking on text, it's automatically going here because this is where you left off typing text, right? Click on your black arrow tool up in the top left corner.
Yeah.
Now click in the gray, anywhere in the gray.
Okay.
Okay, now you've deselected the text tool, right?
Oh.
Now go ahead and click on the text tool again and click and drag out. Yeah, see. Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Yeah, and I went to a new layer because I thought that might help me, but it didn't. I don't know what I did. Sorry. It must be maybe something in my layers or something. I've done.
You know what? Do me a favor. Click on your gray area right now. Okay, now click on your text tool. Now try and go up into the gray area. Click your text tool up there and try and make some text.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay.
So
just move it around.
So what? Yeah. That's what you have to do.
Wow. What did I did?
Well, it looks like you may have made. Well, I don't know exactly. I just know that it occurred to me that when you were inside of this rectangle here that nothing was working. So I was thinking maybe this rectangle is, maybe there's some kind of a text block connected to that rectangle. And so that's why I asked you to work outside of it.
Yeah, there is something funny about the building blocks, text block. Something weird happened there. So I just, adjusted it by myself, but it's not really, that building blocks is not really in a rectangle. Like see how daycare is in a little rectangle and I can move daycare all around?
Yeah,
I can't do that with building blocks, so something did happen, yeah.
Yeah, if I were you, I would strongly consider like either turning off or throwing away those funky layers, because they're going to keep messing with you until you make some.
Thank you for helping me.
Yeah. Okay, other questions or comments? Okay, so why don't you guys go ahead and work on this? I mean, I know some of you are still working on other projects. Those of you who are just kind of caught up or who just feel like starting in on InDesign right now, you can work on this. And then I'll give you some time and I'll check in near the end of class and see if you have any questions, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Hey, Greg, this is a general question, but is there any news on what PIMA's decided to do with graphic design classes?
So remember when I told you that I told you something and I said you have to take it with a big grain of salt, right?
Yeah.
So what I had told you about a week ago was that, we got an email from the chancellor about a month, maybe 3 weeks ago, where he said, I don't see how we can do anything but online classes, right? Well, then last week, I got an email from my dean and he said, we're gonna try and do hybrid classes. And of course, a hybrid class is where you come to school one day And then the other day, instead of coming to school, you have your information online. So it's like half in person and half online. And so, and once again, everything that I tell you, until you hear it from Pima College in an email that is like, this is exactly what we're doing, everything is still changeable. But right now, the meter has shifted over towards hybrid classes. And so we won't know, like I said before, we won't really know until right when school starts what we're gonna be dealing with. But those are the two options: completely virtual and hybrid, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
I know at GCU, that's what they're doing right now. If you want to stay in the dorms, they have hybrid classes, and they're doing it for every single major. And it's like 1 week, it's almost like 1 week you'll have a hybrid class, 1 week you don't have a hybrid class. And then the same thing, if you stay home, all your classes are online, but they don't start all at the same time. They're all at like different months and everything.
Wow, that's so weird.
I know, and then they pushed back school. I was supposed to go back in August, but they pushed it all the way back to September.
Oh my
And
gosh,
I'm
really?
like, yeah. So people that are going back to the dorms, they don't go back until like September the 20-something. And GC is one of those schools that it's accelerated. So we already start late anyways, because we were supposed to start school like August the 17th or whatever. But they push it all the way to August, like the 28th. And then we get out of school at like December, I want to say the 10th or like December the 15th. So everything's already going to be accelerated. Plus we're going into school until like September. I was just like, what? And then during spring, we don't get out until like April. So we come in at like January and we get out at like April 14th through like maybe the 20-something. So I was just like, oh shoot. And they already like complained to the students that because everything's so accelerated, a lot of students end up failing already because they have to like keep pushing work on you. So I was just like, I can't.
Wow, that's tough. Jeez.
Yeah, Greg, this might be an unfair question to ask you, and it probably depends on the professor, but do you think that there would be some flexibility with each student? Like if a student didn't want to come to class, do you think they would, like, I don't know, make that possible?
I think yes, it's going to depend somewhat on the teacher, but I would think that teachers would be very reasonable in that regard. So let's say for the sake of argument that you're taking a class that is scheduled as a hybrid in the fall, right? But you don't want to come because you live with your grandmother and you're afraid you're going to get the virus and bring it home to her, right? So you talk to your professor and you say, look, can I just do the online portion of the class and do all my work that way? I would hope that most professors would find a way to accommodate you. Now, as you said, I can't speak for everybody, but if it were me, I would definitely do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Could you show me how you added the color to the swatch when you have a minute?
You want me to show you how to do color to the swatch?
Yeah, I couldn't figure where the swatch was. I didn't see it on mine, and it might just be my window or something. But
okay, well,
I can
your
myself.
swatches might not be open.
Yeah.
This is the swatches panel, and if you don't see it, then you just have to go to window and click on. Oh, I know why. It's because it's hidden.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's going to be under color.
Ooh, gotcha. Now I see it. Okay, I just assumed it was something like that.
Oh no, I'm glad you said that because, yeah, it messes you up when you don't realize that they've hidden some of the panels under these little arrows here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. And so we could add it, and then, so then you just define a color, and then you clicked on the little swatchy area. No.
Well, so let me do it again. So, so here's some text, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that I want to come up with a color for that text, right? So what I do is I click off that text real quick. I double click on my color palette. You know, I can mix colors a variety of ways. I can do it in here. I could go into color and I could mix it here, right? But anyway, at some point I end up with a weirdo color, right? There it is, it's a weirdo color, right? Now, I finally get a color I like. I want to add it to my swatches palette so I can use it over and over again. So while that color is in your foreground box here, your fill box, right? You open up the swatches panel and you click on the create new swatch button down here. And what it will do is it will create a new swatch that's that color.
There it is.
And now you always have that color. So now when I go click on my text, I highlight it, I click on the swatch, and then it becomes that color.
And does that just stay there for this one project, or does it?
Yeah, all of everything that you mix stays with this project. It
Okay.
becomes basically a palette for this project.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
So I was looking at classes because I still have to pick up, I need to take 3 fall classes, and a lot of the ones that had said hybrid now just say online.
Oh, and you know why that is? They did make one decision at the beginning of the summer, which was any class that doesn't have a lab component to it, in other words, it's just a lecture class, is going to be online. I'll give you an example. Like I'm teaching a web design class, and you know, that's a lab class, which means you know, you're sitting at your computers doing web work while I'm talking to you. So that's going to be a hybrid. But I'm also teaching a game design class, which didn't have a lab component to it, and so that's going to be completely virtual. It's going to be completely online.
So they're still pursuing hybrid classes.
Yes, they are. Because
did they do a whole, you know, plastic dividers, separate seats, and masks at the door and hand sanitizers all over the place? I mean,
well, mostly what they're going to, I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but my suspicion in my department is it's going to be masks, it's going to be hand sanitizer, and it's going to be social distancing. I don't think they're going to go, I don't think they have the budget to build plastic shields for every student.
it's pretty crazy what's happened, for sure.
Yeah, and it is, and I understand, I totally understand and relate to students and teachers who are concerned about going back. You know, and those are legitimate concerns, and I'm sure Pima is going to work with any student who doesn't feel comfortable. I'm sure they're going to find a way to try to accommodate you.
It's quite eye-opening. There's something, what do they call that? The invisible disabilities.
Yeah.
It's quite eye-opening finding out the one person that is much more susceptible than you would have expected.
Yeah.
You know, so, and like you were saying, if you live with an elderly person, or, but you can be, I mean, this